Hey guys, welcome. I am really looking forward to digging into this with you guys, talking about all the things that happen behind the scenes at Video Creators that really contributed to it growing from 0 to 10,000 subscribers in 12 months. And I really want to talk about specifically how you guys can imitate these results and even do better than I did. Now, why do I think you guys could even do better? Well, there's a couple reasons why that happens. And well, here's an example. Right here, this is how my channel grew over the course of 12 months. This is the subscriber rate for the past 30 days. And you can see it wasn't straight upwards, kind of went up and down like a little bit, but generally overall the course of a year, it was looking pretty solid. So it was on January 2nd, 2013 that I created this channel. And I spent a lot of time just kind of like getting a lot of videos ready to go, just start populating the channel with some content so that when I launched it on January 24th, 2013, it kind of looked like I'd already moved into the channel a little bit. So I already designed it, set it up, had some videos there ready to go. And then when I launched it by announcing it on the Real SEO YouTube channel, and then over the course of a year, by February 5th, 2014, it had hit 10,000 subscribers. But like I've said here already many times, I am very confident that a lot of you guys can do better. Why do I think that? Well, here's a couple reasons. Let's just look at what I did with Video Creators in like this 12-month span. So video creator niche, like on YouTube, is relatively small. Like there's no way for me to really know this like totally, but if I was just gonna take a guess, and I talked to other people who kind of agreed that this might be an accurate guess, that if we're gonna take every active creator that's on YouTube right now, which would be my target audience, people who be like, not just the hobby creators, but like everyone, or maybe max talking somewhere around 500,000 people total. And so for me to get like 10,000 of them in only 12 months, I consider that to be pretty decent, you know? I could have done better, but it's certainly not shabby considering how small of a niche I'm really in on YouTube. And I know a lot of you guys can probably do better because your niches are they're a lot larger than this. You know, maybe you're doing like vlogging or comedy or stand-up where you could easily have millions of subscribers on just one channel, like from that entire niche, you know? Another reason why you guys can do better is because I'm gonna help you guys do better here in this course and a lot of other resources that we do here at Video Creators on the channel. Like I have learned a lot by going through this process here at Video Creators from 0 to 10,000, and of course other channels I've been a part of. You know, I have other experiences on YouTube that have helped contribute to that as well, which we're gonna talk about. But really, like this can really help save you guys a lot of time and take a lot of shortcuts and avoiding a lot of the things that you otherwise are just kind of spinning your wheels on without really knowing what to do next. So I am very confident that a lot of you guys can do way better than I did. But as you know, like growth on YouTube very rarely happens accidentally. It used to happen maybe years ago where there wasn't as many people here, where it was a little bit easier for you to kind of just break out without really doing much. Now it really requires a lot of intentional strategies. I mean, there's still like you get the people who kind of just break out and become like overnight celebrities without really knowing how it happened, but like that is definitely the exception, not the rule anymore. So I definitely wouldn't go banking your YouTube success on like accidentally becoming big. I'm gonna give you guys some ways that you can intentionally start growing your channel and give you guys a couple different strategies. Now for me, there is 4 main strategies that I decided to build on, and the first one that really contributed to my channel's growth is the channel strategy. And so what this is, it answers the question, how does your channel present itself to a first-time viewer who's coming to your channel? Because the way a lot of this stuff works, as you guys know, like they will find one of your videos, probably not like just because they went straight to your channel. They probably saw one of your other videos because it was shared somewhere in a social network they saw it, or maybe it was a related video to something else they were watching, or maybe they're just like looking in search results and your video was listed there. So they usually don't go to your channel page first. They usually watch one of your videos first, and then like they go to your channel. So you want to optimize your channel to be like as enticing as possible to really pull those people in and convert them from viewers to subscribers. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. I've already have other resources that talk really super in depth about how to do that. But like that's the channel strategy. Like to make it as sticky as possible. Like that's really important. The second strategy that I really focused on that I thought is important for you guys as well is the search and discovery strategy. And this answers the question, how does the viewer find your channel in the first place? So if the channel strategy is like, okay, how do we set up house so that like all the rooms are tidy, the temperature's cool, we got nice music playing in the background, you know, we've got it all set up to be all nice. Now, how are people gonna find out about like, let's say we have a party at our place. How are people gonna find out about that party in the first place? Like we could have it perfectly optimized, like the environment optimized for a party, but it's not a party unless people find it and know to come, right? So this channel strategy is kind of like, how do you set up your house? How do you get ready for the party? And then the search and discovery strategy is, how do you get people to find out about your party in the first place? And then after you have both of those strategies figured out, then the third one is the audience development strategy. This is like after people show up to your party, like your house is all in order, they found out about it, they show up. Now, how do you make sure they have a good time? And this simply answers the question, how do you intend to capture a viewer's interest and turn them into an integral part of your channel's community? And I'm gonna take you guys through a couple things that I did here on Video Creators that really was instrumental in helping this community grow. And we're talking about other resources that dig again into this like really super in depth. I'm gonna raise some high level strategies that I took here, but you really got to think about that strategy. And the fourth strategy that you really need to think about when you're developing your channel and your growth is your video content. And this answers the question, how do you plan to execute all the aforementioned strategies with videos? Now, let's be honest here, guys, like, and I know this is gonna be a surprise to you, but like, it doesn't matter what your other strategies are or what they're doing or how you've decided to implement certain things if your video content is just kind of like, you know, like if it's not awesome, it doesn't matter what else you're doing. So, but here's the thing. So when I say your videos don't have to be awesome, like they need to be good, but they don't have to be like Hollywood stuff, like level type stuff. And I know a lot of you guys kind of already understand that and know that, but let me just say for some of you, like iPhone, like there's people who make, like they attract more of an audience to their YouTube channel every day with a webcam than a lot of television networks are bringing like total to some of their shows. So when I talk about video quality, what I'm actually talking about is less about the actual video resolution, what type of camera you're using, the audio quality and all that's important, but I'm actually talking about the value that you are delivering to your audience. And they, at that point, like if it's high value to them, they don't care as much if it's coming through a webcam or from some production level camera. So we can get a lot more into a lot of this, and we will. I want to give you guys a couple of resources real quick for you guys to check out in the links and the resources that go along with this lesson. And that is one, there's a video I went into these in more in depth, each of these strategies. So if you want to learn more about each of these four, you can check out that resource. There's also another resource linked with this lesson below this video or somewhere around it, where it'll take you to an article I wrote on New Media Rockstars that again kind of goes into more of these strategies and why they're important and start helping you think about this, like your audience development and your channel growth from the perspective of these four things, and especially like how they all play together. So what we're going to do here together is I'm simply going to share my story here at Video Creators, and there's a lot of best practices and things that you should be doing on your channel beyond what we're going to talk about here. What I'm going to talk about is the specific things that actually contributed, I think, the most to this channel's growth, and you might find that some other things work way better for you, and that will very probably be the case because all of us are reaching different people, we each have different voices on camera, we're presenting different types of value for different people, you know, so there's a lot of different things. I'm simply going to share with you guys what happened here at Video Creators, and I think there's going to be some principles here that you'll be able to draw out. But if you really want to go deep in like a step-by-step process, I've created a couple other resources for you guys, and I'll quickly let you know what they are. Now, the first one is this free book, The Secret to Building Your YouTube Audience, and it's kind of a big overview of kind of like asking you good questions that if you answer them, you will probably figure out like the direction you need to go on YouTube and how to deliver value to the people, you know, that you are trying to serve through your content. It kind of goes into like a treasure map. You know, how do you get to, like, if X is the spot where the treasure is, and that's where your goal is on YouTube, once you figure that out, the book will help you do that too. And then how do we map a path to get to that spot? And that's what that book is about. It's free. Link to that is linked up below. And this other book, if you have gone through this one already, 30 days to a better YouTube channel. Like a lot of what we're going to talk about here in this course will be like, it'll really enhance this book, because if you've gone through it, you'll start seeing and making a lot of connections with some practical examples here of what I've done on Video Creators that really connect to a lot of the steps that we talk about in like that step-by-step process that we give you guys for really like ultimately converting that channel to be very sticky, kind of like we talked about a little bit earlier. Like this guide will really help you do that. So links to these are in the description below. What we're going to do here again is just tell my story. So what we're going to do in the next lesson, first of all, is I'm going to tell you my story, and the reason why I think this is important, well, actually, you'll find out why the reason my story is going to be helpful, I think, for helping you guys understand a lot of this about what's going on with your channels and things. So we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about what's going on with the Google Plus stuff, and actually, it was really helpful for me in building my channel. So I'll give you my Google Plus tactics and strategies, and then in the lesson after that, I'll give you my YouTube tactics, and then after that, I'm going to give you my off YouTube tactics, which is actually really, really helpful and beneficial to the growth of this channel. So below this video, you will find a quiz to complete that'll kind of just review some of the things we've already talked about here in this video. Once you pass it and get 100% on the quiz, you can then move on to the next lesson. So hope you've paid attention. If not, go back and you can watch this video as many times as you'd like. But yeah, go down there, finish that quiz, and then move on to the next lesson.